I don't need you guys anymore. Just sleep quietly here. My husband said this and left me and our 4-year-old daughter stranded in the snowy mountains. I didn't even know where I was in the dense forest. The wind blowing against us was as cold as ice, chilling me to the core and making me shiver uncontrollably. You should follow Grandma. My daughter suddenly shouted, pointing somewhere, but there was no one there. Still, I decided to follow her direction. After all, she has this mysterious power. I'm Emily, a 32-year-old remote worker. I met my husband, John, who is the same age as me, at a mixer organized by friends. John was an entrepreneur who started his business in college and was a great conversationalist. I fell in love with him and decided to marry him, and he came from a well-known local family, which made my friends quite envious. We moved in with his parents right after our wedding, as they wished. His parents were kind people, but his mother was frail and needed care. Emily, I hear you're a nurse. It was worrying with my wife's condition being so frail. We're truly grateful that you came into our home. I'm happy to be of help. For this reason, I gave up nursing and took up remote work, which I had wanted to try for a while. I've always loved web design, creating websites, and such. This job didn't have strict quotas and allowed me to work in my spare time. However, what bothered me was that even after 3 years of marriage, we didn't have children. John's business was doing well, with new branches opening due to good fortune. Yet, he seemed to be getting carried away, often out partying, rarely coming home. Hey, your mother isn't doing too well. You should stay by her side. Even if she doesn't say it, she surely wants to see you. Huh? You're there, that should be enough. I'm busy. No matter how much I pleaded for his mother's sake, my husband wouldn't listen. I felt terribly sorry that I couldn't fulfill her wish to see her grandchild, as she became bedridden and was given a terminal diagnosis. I'm sorry I couldn't bring you a grandchild yet. What are you talking about? Emily, you've done nothing wrong. I'm just happy to have a daughter like you. My kind mother-in-law was like a real mother to me, having lost my own parents early on. On good weather days, I would take her out for strolls in her wheelchair, and I diligently cooked nutritious foods until they were soft, making them easy to eat, all to ensure she could enjoy her days as comfortably as possible. One day, she called me to her bedside. I'm glad. Soon, Emily, you'll have a beautiful daughter. She'll be born around spring. Really? That would be wonderful. I was confused by her mysterious words, thinking it might just be a dream induced by her illness. Soon after, my mother-in-law passed away, and I was inconsolable with grief. After all, I had been by her side every day for the 3 years since I got married. And shortly after her funeral, I discovered I was pregnant. Moreover, the due date was in March, around spring season. Her words came true, and I was more overjoyed than surprised. I couldn't wait for John to come home to share the news. John, be happy. I'm pregnant. What, really? I'm not good with kids. Maybe not now. Are you serious? If you really want to have it, I won't help. Take care of it yourself. Since you're having it on your own, cover the costs yourself. His cold words stunned me. Considering how he came home smelling of alcohol and perfume every day, I could imagine what he was up to. To him, I was probably nothing more than a convenient housekeeper. But I couldn't give up on the precious life growing inside me. I prepared everything necessary with my savings from before marriage and my income as a remote worker. And as predicted by my mother-in-law, my daughter Lily was born during spring season. My daughter Lily was a beautiful, fair-skinned child, and she bore a resemblance to my mother-in-law. As she grew up, she turned out to be a little unusual. Even as a baby, she would laugh and wave at empty spaces as if she saw someone there. At first, I thought she was just a cheerful child, but around the age of 2, when she could speak a few words, she started talking towards the altar. Grandma, do you like me? I love you a lot too. Whenever I asked my daughter, who are you talking to, she would just smile. By the age of 3, she often seemed to be conversing with someone in the corner of the room. Hey, Lily, who are you talking to and what about? Well, you see, Grandma said she'll give me the doll from the drawer. Grandma did? She made them from her favorite dress. Feeling curious, I opened my mother-in-law's drawer. To my surprise, I found a hand-sewn doll inside. Watching Lily happily playing with them, my father-in-law nostalgically murmured. "How nostalgic. That fabric is from a dress my wife often wore when she was young. She made the doll out of it? She was skilled at sewing. Amazingly, it seems my daughter really can communicate with my late mother-in-law." However, fearing it might lead to something not so good, I kept this a secret from everyone. It was a happy time, but good things don't last forever. Due to my husband's wasteful spending and lax management, his company began to falter. We were surviving on the money my father-in-law provided and my earnings. Eventually, my husband pleaded with his father for a loan. Thanks to that, it seems he managed to somewhat stabilize the company, but could a man who continued his indulgent lifestyle really change? I was skeptical. One day, my daughter said something worrying. "Daddy is planning to do something bad." "What do you mean?" "I don't know. But Grandma is worried. She says to be careful." I didn't fully understand, but her words greatly concerned me. What bad things might my husband be up to? Could it be related to his company, or perhaps it's a matter of affairs or money? I pondered over it but didn't have any proof and couldn't confront my husband directly. Just to be safe, I started carrying a voice recorder with me. And I told Lily not to mention to Daddy that she can see Grandma. I had a bad feeling about it. After that, I was constantly worried by my daughter's words, and when I searched my husband's belongings, I found numerous receipts from nightclubs and bars. It seems he hadn't changed his habits, despite the company's troubles and getting help from his father. I also found a concerning note saying, "Consult the family about the plan." Family? Could it mean? If what my daughter said was true, then my mother-in-law was warning us. I felt a chill down my spine, thinking that something dangerous might be approaching me and Lily. For the following weeks, I remained vigilant, but ultimately, nothing else happened. Gradually, my caution was pushed to the back of my mind, and I returned to my normal daily routine. Then one day, unusually cheerful, my husband spoke to me. "Thanks to Dad's loan, the company is doing well again, and profits are rising. How about we go on a family trip for the first time in a while?" More like, for the first time ever. Oh, right? Lily was so little back then. I booked a hotel near an amusement park in the mountains. Lily will surely be delighted. Is that so? My heart was torn. While I still harbored some doubts about my husband, I couldn't completely dismiss the desire to believe in the gentle expression he once showed me. If my husband has truly changed, this might be a chance to mend our relationship. Having agreed to the family trip, I was getting increasingly excited about our rare vacation as I prepared for it. On the day of the trip, I was shocked to see the rental car my husband brought. It was equipped with snow tires, indicating we might be heading into a heavily snowed-in area, which unnerved me. However, I hesitated to cancel for fear of spoiling his mood and ruining the trip. I silently got into the back seat of the car he was driving, with my daughter by my side. In hindsight, I should have been more cautious. Over an hour into the drive, as we headed deeper into the mountains toward the supposed hotel, the snow began to accumulate significantly. When he turned off the main road onto a mountain path, I became suspicious. "Hey, doesn't this road seem strange? Are you sure there's a hotel down this mountain path? Are you sure we haven't taken a wrong turn?" My husband didn't respond but continued driving with a grim expression. I started to feel anxious and held my daughter close, biting my lip in worry. Then, suddenly, the car came to an abrupt stop. "I don't need you guys anymore. Just sleep quietly here." With those harsh words, he dragged my daughter and me out of the car. "Oops, I'm taking your phone too." "Wait, please." No matter how much I screamed, he ignored me. As he drove away, he turned back with a sinister smile. Such a thing. We were left behind. Snow blanketed everything around us, and in the dense forest, I had no idea where we were. My cell phone had been taken by my husband, but secretly, I had packed a spare phone in my backpack. Unfortunately, there was no signal, and I was unable to call for help anywhere. From the moment we left the main road, I had a bad feeling, prompting both my daughter and I to wear our down jackets and keep our backpacks on. I had carefully packed for a winter trip, just in case. Despite hoping for the best, I never imagined things would turn this dire. The biting wind was freezing cold, making us shiver uncontrollably. I took out gloves from my backpack to warm us up and gave my daughter a caramel to calm her. As the snow worsened, the fear of being stranded grew. What should we do now? As despair set in, my daughter suddenly shouted, "Mommy, Grandma says to come this way." I looked to where my daughter was pointing, but there was no one there. No, I couldn't see anyone, but it seemed like she could. We should follow Grandma's directions. I decided to follow my daughter as she confidently began to walk. After all, she seems to possess a mysterious power. So, everything will be all right. I wanted to believe that. Carefully, to avoid slipping, I held my daughter's hand tightly as we walked through the snow. "Mommy, there's a light over there. Grandma says to head towards it." Indeed, there was a light in the direction she pointed. "We're saved." At that moment, I felt tears well up in relief. "Thank you," I whispered quietly to my late mother-in-law. Finally reaching the foot of the mountain and finding a hotel, we decided to rest and warm up. Since I had packed extra cash in my backpack, we could afford to stay for a while. During this time, I resolved to devise a plan to uncover why my husband targeted our lives and to prepare for revenge. "Don't think you'll get away with this. I'll find out why you tried to kill us, and you better be ready." 5 days later, I contacted my father-in-law. He was shocked to hear from me, but overjoyed to learn that both Lily and I were safe. He immediately came to pick us up from the hotel. According to my father-in-law, my husband had been telling people that my daughter and I had fallen into a ravine in the snowy mountains and were lost. I was utterly dismayed by his deception. Moreover, he's reportedly been saying, "We've searched but haven't found them, and it looks like we might not find them until spring. It would be pitiful to wait that long, so we should proceed with the funeral." My father-in-law mentioned that he repeatedly suggested, "Let's wait a bit longer." But his son is insistently moving forward with the preparations anyway. Furthermore, my father-in-law handed me something. This revealed a shocking truth. When I went to confront my husband, as expected, he was in the midst of preparing our funeral. Pictures of Lily and me smiling were displayed prominently as our portraits. That's when Lily and I suddenly appeared. The relatives helping with the preparations were so shocked they nearly collapsed, exclaiming, "What? How?" My husband, staring wide-eyed, stammered out in a foolish tone, "What? You're alive?" "Unfortunately for you, we survived," I responded. "How?" he asked. "You thought we'd die as you planned, didn't you? After leaving us in those remote snowy mountains." "What are you talking about?" he deflected. The murmurs among the attendees began to grow. Of course, that would be the case. If everyone believed we had fallen into a ravine in the snowy mountains, but it turned out my husband had intentionally left us there, that would clearly be a serious crime. "Don't make up ridiculous lies," he retorted. "Oh, really?" Even after hearing this, I played the recording from the voice recorder I had hidden, broadcasting his cold words. "I don't need you guys anymore. Just sleep quietly here." The room erupted in chaos as his voice echoed through it. "I never said that. She's setting me up. It's all lies." He frantically tried to deny it, his face pale and lips quivering. To deliver the final blow, I played a video on my phone. In it, my husband was saying, "Everything went as planned. I left them in the snowy mountains. Now I can revive the company with my wife and daughter's life insurance and even have some luxury money. Of course. I'll repay the borrowed money with a little extra, just wait a bit longer," clearly speaking to someone on the phone inside a car. He scrambled to stop the video, but it was too late. Everyone had already seen it and began whispering, giving him cold looks. "Why is there such a thing? Who did this?" he demanded. "I asked your father to help me get the dashcam footage copied from the rental car shop you used," I revealed. "You betrayed your own son? Why would you side with these strangers?" He confronted his father aggressively. But his father, clearly furious, glared back menacingly. Of course, he would. You had secretly insured not only me and Lily but also your father for a high amount without our knowledge. That's... He faltered. Family, huh? Did you borrow from dangerous people? And to think you targeted our lives. I'm astonished. My father-in-law stood imposingly before my husband, thrusting a life insurance policy he had found in my husband's drawer towards him while yelling. Were you planning to take my life too and hoard my fortune? Can I still call someone like that my son? With no escape, my husband blurted out something outrageous as he gave up. Look, everyone is alive in the end, isn't that enough? I was forced by loan sharks, it was tough on me too. Please forgive me. Don't make me laugh. Forgive you? Impossible. I'm calling the police, I declared. No. We're family, let it slide, please, he begged. Then, in front of us, he began to apologize profusely. My father-in-law and I exchanged looks of disbelief. I'm sorry. I'm begging you, forgive me. Just spare me from the police. I'll change, I promise. He pleaded, tears and snot mingling on his face, a pitiful sight indeed. Absolutely not. I am thoroughly disgusted by you. You might as well go to hell. I replied. At that moment, as he stood dumbfounded, the reality of his situation finally seemed to dawn on him. It seems that one of the relatives who had overheard our exchange had called the police, because they arrived soon after and took my husband away. Ultimately, with all the evidence against him, my husband was convicted of attempting to kill his wife, child, and father, resulting in a severe sentence. He won't be coming out from behind bars anytime soon. His company went bankrupt, and even if he were to be released from prison someday, I know that neither his father nor any other relatives would associate with him, leading to a miserable life for him. Additionally, the bad influences who had encouraged my husband to commit his crimes were also arrested. Of course, I divorced him, and I gained full custody of Lily. Furthermore, at my father-in-law's insistence, Lily and I underwent a special adoption process with him and received an inheritance through a lifetime gift. Now, we live with my kind father-in-law, watching over Lily as she grows. While my father-in-law tells me, find a good person and remarry, I'll give you away as my daughter, I currently have no such intentions. I am happy as things are now. Recently, Lily whispered to me, Grandma says she's glad. But she says we won't meet again. She's saying, goodbye. It feels a bit lonely, but perhaps it's better if my mother-in-law no longer has to worry about us. I will make sure to keep Lily safe. I promised, as I prayed at her grave today.